Hello and welcome to the Film Pittsburgh Fall Festival. I'm Caroline Collins, and I am delighted to have you here today to talk to the co-director, co-producer of Picture Character, Martha Shane. Martha, welcome.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm really looking forward to talking with you because I loved your movie. It was so fun.
Oh, thanks. So glad.
Tell me, where did you even begin? How did you get this idea? There's so many emojis. I mean, what made you think it was going to be a good idea for a documentary? Start at the beginning for us.
Yeah. So I guess the original idea for the project came from our producer, Jenny 8 Lee, who she, was trying to talk to a friend about meeting up for dumplings over text, and she realized there was no dumpling emoji. And she said, well, obviously there needs to be a dumpling emoji because, almost every culture has some form of dumpling.
Very true.
So she started doing a deep dive into who actually controlled the emoji. How could you actually get one passed, added to the set? And she found out that it was this organization called the Unicode Consortium.
Yes, very shadowy. I mean, I had no idea. That sounded very like James Bond.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was a big part of what intrigued me as well. Who are the people when we first started working on this, the government of Oman was a member of the Unicode Consortium alongside all these major tech companies.
Yeah.
So once she realized that, that there was this whole process, she started pursuing this dumpling emoji, and at the same time talked to myself and my co-director Ian Chaney about potentially doing this as a film. And I actually, at first I was like, well, is it, how much is there going to be about emoji? But I'd always had a love for emoji. I dated someone for a short time who, for 1 week in the early days of emoji, we had communicated exclusively using emojis on text.
No,
and
just emojis.
No words, only emojis. It was
wow,
just fun.
It didn't last more than a week, though. It
was probably a few weeks, but yeah, the end was possibly hastened by the difficulty in communicating with emoji. And so but it got me thinking about some of the more serious questions that the film raises around, what is a language? Is emoji a language? To what extent can we use them to sort of communicate across cultures?
Yes, that part was fascinating to me, to hear the linguists talk about really what makes up a language, and could this be a language? Is it a language? So that was really fascinating, I thought.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, she was an amazing person, the linguist who we interviewed in the film, Susan, who had done a lot of work on sort of early internet communication and spent tons of time in forums, studied how gender worked on the early internet. And so, yeah, she was just the perfect person to explore this topic of, is emoji evolving into a language? And she did believe that it was.
Yeah, it was fascinating that, and I believe it was Jenny who talked about the original Chinese characters and how they were not, I don't know if I should say sexist, but essentially they were very male dominated, and I had no idea, and that was really fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, raises a lot of questions about sort of the ways that language and the specific ways the language are formulated influence our, ideas and opinions about the world around us.
Very true. And now emojis are influencing the world around us, I think, because they are everywhere. I mean, even in business communication, people do use them. Although it was funny to hear the etiquette experts say, never use certain emojis, of course, and the winky face is never appropriate. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah. No, that was, I think it was really interesting, to discover sort of the way, in talking to linguists, originally when emoticons came out, the sort of predecessors to emoji, the little colon and the parentheses, that was considered very rude to use in a work email. You would never use that. And then that became normal professional communication. And then emoji were the same. You would never use them. Now everyone uses them, especially now during the pandemic when so much is remote and it's so, it's so difficult to communicate tone over text, which is the way we're communicating so much nowadays with emails and phones. And so yeah, I think the next horizon is kind of like GIFs. I think, you know, probably in a few years we'll all be adding GIFs to all of our work emails, but right now it's still like not totally accepted or common.
True. Maybe in a couple years that's your next doc.
Yes, exactly. Our follow-up.
Well, the other thing that really interested me was how you followed essentially 3 emojis in, you know, in training and process. How did you find those folks? And because you were there at the beginning of their process, essentially. And so that was really interesting to follow all of them. But how did you find them?
Yeah, so we were really lucky that Jenny, our producer, had developed some sources at Unicode and was sort of herself getting to know them very well. And so she would hear, you know, I hear that this hijab emoji is coming down the pipeline, or is, you know, in the early stages, or mate emoji, a number of other emojis that, you know, we weren't able to follow in full. But so that way, like, you know, with anything that seemed interesting that was coming down the pipe, I would sort of jump on a Skype or go, you know, try to meet the person and start to talk to them and get a sense of how devoted they were to this project. And, you know, exactly like what potential beats in their story could be. And I think, you know, what drew them all together, the ones that we ended up focusing on, was, you know, in part that each of those emoji kind of raised interesting questions about the emoji set as a whole, and what we want emojis to do, and to what extent they're reflecting culture, and to what extent they're sort of trying to push culture forward, and also just the level of insane devotion to the cause that all of our creators really had.
Very true, and really just kind of unexpected. They just all were so deeply involved in getting this emoji made, but because the thing was so important to them, that whatever the emoji, you know, looked like, that, for example, the mate was so important to that particular woman. That was just lovely. One of my favorite parts was when she got the text that said it was it was approved. I mean, how did you end up there at that exact moment? That was good planning.
Yeah, we were very lucky because we were there to film them on their trip to San Francisco to present to the Unicode Consortium. So it was, I think, the next day that, you know, we were still just filming them, and they got that text. So yeah, we were, you know, we knew we needed to be there when they presented to Unicode, and when they, you know, traveled around San Francisco, and I mean, there were so many scenes that we had to cut out that I just loved. Just them buying chocolates in San Francisco at like a drugs. Everything they did was like comic gold. They're such like wonderful people. And so, yeah, but what we didn't know was how quickly Unicode would make its decision, and they ended up deciding really quickly, which was lucky for us, so we were able to capture it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was such a great high point in the film to see, and just her genuine reaction. All of them was wonderful to see when, you know, when they were approved, but it was very interesting also to see the period emoji and how that had to progress before it could be approved. And so they were sort of happy, but also a little bit let down. That one was, you know, you hit all of the.
Yeah, no, it felt important that we would film, you know, that we found a story ultimately that, you know, where it didn't end up fully passing, or passing in the form that they were hoping, because I mean, that is the story of most emoji that are presented to the Unicode Consortium. That they don't.
Number? Do you know how many are presented each year?
You know, Unicode is not very transparent about that.
Of course they're not transparent.
Exactly. So, yeah, a lot of those numbers we were just never able to get. And it was interesting, just, you know, from the perspective of exploring the sort of culture of Silicon Valley, because, you know, all those people many of the people on the consortium come from these big tech companies where secrecy is everything. Every detail of their work is so highly guarded. And so to them, they think the Unicode Consortium is this open, transparent organization. And to outsiders, it's like, why is it this fortress.
So hard. It was fascinating to they were little characters in and of themselves, just their parts of how they got where they were.
Yeah.
But I loved how you brought it all back to the originator, the man who designed the very first emojis, and how he felt about the progression. I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, good. Yeah, he was such a wonderful character. I mean, I think it's fascinating that he invented emoji, you know, as this young man, and really had, you know, he's never made any money off of it. He's never gotten like a ton of attention. Like, he's still kind of unknown. And yet he created this thing that really, you know, has changed the world in this dramatic way.
It sure has. It really has become a language that we all use. It's fascinating. Yeah. Well, I am so glad that you delved into the world of emojis, and that Jenny well, I guess I should ask that. Did Jenny get her dumpling emoji?
She did. And she also got a Chinese takeout container emoji. Good. And chopsticks emoji. So
I will think of her when I immediately go to my phone after this interview and look for those.
Yes. If you want Chinese food tonight, you can communicate that easily.
Great. Now I can order just through emojis.
Yeah.
Well, Martha, thank you so much for your time. I've really just loved talking with you. I loved your movie, and I'm so grateful that you shared it with our Film Pittsburgh family.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, so grateful.
It was great. Thank you. And thanks to everyone at home for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival.